and maybe try to counter that combo.
Yeah, I guess Phoenix being banned also means you don't have that response that Nigma had, and OG with the first pick again. Taking a bit of time on this one. But I do like that.
Yeah.
You point out the Morphling ban, you know, Thompson, even when it's banned, he's role-playing as Morphling with other heroes, like SNAPPHIRE with Puck with that E-Blade. You were right.
And there it is. Get that Omni. Easy peasy. No problem.
Do they want to?
And there's going to be a lot of pressure now onto Nigma. Are they going to take the Sven right away? Because if they don't take it, OG's just going to pick that up.
Is there something that you feel like counters the Omni Sven? They're giving it away.
They are giving it away. I don't know. I don't think OG lost a single game with Omni Sven, right? Like mid one had like a 95% win rate or something whenever he played Sven. When like ever since he swapped into the carry role. So Nigma, I mean, whatever they're gonna pick right now, it's gonna be very surprising to me, no matter what, because people just stop giving OG this combo. It's just overly powerful in the early game. They just keep running at you with the Guardian Angel and the Heavenly Grace on the Sven, and you don't really have a lot of answers. You're going to need a lot of magic damage. I think that's what the best answer to Omni Sven is. Oh, DP, okay, not bad. That's a percentage-based damage dealer, also magic. I like it.
Yeah,
very interesting pick.
So I was wondering about like dispels against Omni Knight, you know, the kind of tornado from Invoker and stuff like that, whether you want to go that direction. Shadow Demon maybe. But it seems like people don't want to go for the straight counters to Omni Knight with his buffs.
Yeah, the Shadow Demon is a bit awkward, right? Like you're just picking it as a direct counter, but the impact that it has in the game itself, like let's say in the laning stage, you know, against the other heroes, is not going to be that good. So you're pretty much like, you know, making it difficult also for yourself. You need like a good flow of early lane dominance, you know, have your footing in the game, then the mid game tower pushing and all that stuff before you can deal with like this late game Omni Sven stuff. Rubik, I think, is a pretty cool hero, but Shadow Demon, I don't really like it as much. But this DP, though, that's cool, because DP can do well in lane, can shove lanes, does percentage-based damage. The ultimate is also very strong. You can drop the Guardian Angel, but, you know, the Exo lasts a lot longer as well. And the silence is actually really good against Omni Knight, too.
Oh yeah, like DP silence I still feel is underrated. I know Lacoste goes on about it a lot, but there's massive like 500 AoE, this, you know, what, 7-second duration at level 4, 8-second, whatever it is, ridiculous silence duration. Pretty damn good. But I like your point there, you know, thinking about that Shadow Demon, you're kind of waiting for the Omni Knight and Sven to be ready before the Shadow Demon actually counters them. You're not doing anything active early on to shut them down. Out goes the Void, Slardar, AA, SNAPPHIRE.
Very standard bans, I would like to say. OG, they just banned out the carry. Void, probably the best carry against Sven. Very similar to like Troll. You can man up against the Sven. He has a built-in bash anyway. Slardar, bash, same thing. Apparition ban from Nigma. Death Prophet does not like playing against Apparition. And OG, I think they played mid Apparition, right? On Thompson?
Yeah.
Recently. That was the thing that they did. So they know even though there's an Omni Knight on the side of OG, you can always expect Thompson to still play Apparition.
One of those sneaky picks he does pull out. And then Ursa ban, a hero that we've seen do pretty well against the Sven as well, being able to, you know, chase him down, kite him.
Yeah.
And that Enrage allows him to tank up. Even, you know, you're talking about the duration of Guardian Angel. You've got that Enrage to kind of tank up through that burst as well.
I like the Ursa recently, like the surge of it, right? People thought it was a really bad hero ever since it got nerfed in the previous patch. But because Sven became so popular and Omni Knight, you know, got these tanky heroes, you want like these stack heroes like Ursa or percentage-based damage heroes. So solid ban out from OG as well. And Miracle, you know, he likes playing that.
Yeah, he sure does.
Slayer, but also a hero who can farm fast.
Yeah, also the fact that like Ursa against Phoenix is pretty good. You know, Phoenix being incredibly popular as well. Overpower against the egg. Against Sven, we've seen people kind of starting to favor heroes like Terrorblade. And you get to a real nice timing kind of just after the Sven does, and then you've got that range advantage where you touch him once with a Skadi and he's no longer able to chase heroes down. Might be something that they aim to later.
That is possible. The only thing I've seen with Sven versus TV matchups is because of the new like the Superman Sven, right? You can actually, dodge some projectiles while traveling with your stun to other targets, and you can make like some really chaotic situations where Terrorblade is like feeling awkward in the team fights. I've seen this matchup actually quite a bit a month or two ago. That was really popular. TB was extremely popular at that time, and that's when people started to see like, oh, Sven seems like a really strong hero. Why don't we start playing it? And slowly but surely, Sven did overtake TB, and that's why we see him right now and not so much Terrorblade any longer. But Nigma might not have an option because a few of their carries have been banned out, and they are taking the carry in the second phase.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Big AoE ulti. Pretty good.
Yeah, that hero does not get affected by status resistance. Right? So the Will-O-Wisp, or what is it? It's Will-O-Wisp, right? Yeah. That's what it's called. So that thing, when it lights up, it'll suck you in the whole time. So it's just like a light switch. So as long as it's on, it's going to suck you in. Status resist does not work against it whatsoever. So if the Sven does go in with the Heavenly Grace on, you can throw that ball right on top of him and probably get at least 2 or 3 disables on him while he's trying to kill someone, and that can help you get away from him. Tide, you like it?
That's what I was kind of thinking about talking about in that third pick before Kotl came. Was Tide Hunter against Sven gives you a nice, big beefy boy to actually frontline with, fight with the Death Prophet, but also like Tide Earth Spirit, that dual lane, very hard to kill, and they just keep putting pressure on with like the Gush build seems so good recently.
Yeah, it is good. It's better when you play it with a position 4 who can right click a lot,
like Alina.
Like a ranged position 4, but right now you got an Earth Spirit, right? So there's just going to be 4 strength heroes in the bottom lane, and that means Sven is essentially going to free farm. That being said, Tide Hunter can reduce some of Sven's damage, which is nice, and not going to be burstable early on, but late game though, I do like Sven into Tide Hunter because you can just pretty much 2-shot him. Like this hero doesn't really care about that Kraken shell and how little damage it blocks.
Yeah, and I guess with Heavenly Grace with BKB, that Ravage not going to be too useful against the Sven unless Nigma are the ones getting the jump on him.
Yeah, and this is Nigma leaving their carry for the last pick. That means the next 2 bans on OG also going to ban out carries. They're going to be extremely limited. I think they have some hero that they think will not get banned out at all. Oracle pick. Okay, so this is going to be the save against the Tide. There's a lot of silence though on the side of Nigma. I'm not sure I like this Oracle pick that much. Feel like wait, hold on.
Who's 3?
Is this an Oracle middle?
Oh, okay.
Is this a Thompson Oracle?
See, I was wondering where does the Mirana go, and now you said this, like where does the Oracle go? Things are getting interesting for OG.
I think there's an Oracle mid. I think he wants to play it against the DP. He wants to have the burst. Yeah. He wants to have the burst available. We've seen No-Tail play Oracle mid when Thompson was not able to play when he was on break.
Didn't he go like 17-0 and 10 or something on Oracle when he played mid?
He went Bloodstone on Oracle. That's what I recall. And he was very tanky, and he kept healing his carry nonstop. And early on, he was like really dominant. He just ran around and killed people with his position 4 hero. Just a lot of burst damage. They banned the Deuce on the TB.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking Nigma wants Slark this game. Like that's what I'm thinking they're going for here.
Hey, we've seen a little bit of Slark come back, usually with like Magnus to empower and accelerate his farm, because it feels like against a Sven, he doesn't, he's not a Battle Fury purchaser. He doesn't have that accelerant.
Yeah. Or how about Bristleback? Because they got Keeper of the Light.
Oh, Bristle Kotl with a Chakra Magic. Just turn his back against the Sven. Yeah, hit me. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, Sven will have to go for the Silver Edge. You can get Break and deal with that too. But it is a possibility. OG, they need a melee hero here. I'm sure. They need something that can play with the Oracle and Mirana. Because right now, Omni Knight can't really play with Oracle Mirana. Sven wants to farm on his own. OG needs someone who can set up for this Mirana and Oracle in this last pick.
If it really is Oracle mid with like E-Blade Bloodstone, he maybe even like an Aghanim Scepter. This guy actually has some of the biggest burst damage, magical burst damage in the game.
Yes,
Purifying Flames is
does.
freaking ridiculous. Like, is it 360 at level 4 and like a 2-second cooldown? It is insane.
It's insane. It is one of the most strongest skills. They're banning out Troll and Monkey. They are not thinking this Oracle is a mid. Nigma actually believe OG still want to pick a mid hero, and they're banning out Monkey and Troll Warlord.
So what do you reckon then? If it's Oracle mid, Saxa Mirana, Sven RTW, no tail for Omni Knight, so we're left with a pos 3.
With the position 3. Or they can pick a position 4 stunner hero. But I feel like they need something melee.
They take the Slark.
They steal the Slark instead.
It.
So Oracle is going to be the... Wait, that's a Sven 3. Okay. It's a Sven 3, Mirana 4, Slark carry with the Omni Knight, and then Oracle mid?
The fact that we
Sven
don't
mid.
know, the fact we can't put our finger on it. OG's draft is so bloody open.
Oh, dude, this is crazy. There's so many different possibilities. There's also the possibility
They've got 5
of
seconds.
like...
They had to snap.
They go with the PA. Okay. They just went with like something very simple, you know, like strong
Thompson
carry
Oracle.
of the patch.
You called it.
Thompson Oracle. Okay, at least you got that one.
You called
it. The Thompson Oracle. All right. We got it.
I think you were right with everything else.
Yep. It's gonna be the position 3 Sven now, and the Sark is gonna be the carry in this game.
Hell yeah.
That's good. It makes sense because they, like I said, they needed someone who can play for the Mirana and the Oracle. The Sven got flexed to the end, and they put it as a 3. But now the Sven can be that frontliner disabler for the Arrow or the Oracle to be casting spells off of. So that's really good. And Nigma go with the just classic PA pick. I was actually thinking they wanted Sark, right? I really do believe Nigma wanted Sark, and because it got snap picked, Nigma like had like very few seconds left, and they didn't know what to do, and they just were like, okay, let's just play PA, you know, just a strong carry of the patch.
Yeah, take what's left, scrape that bottom of the barrel, and everything else slotted into place pretty naturally. We on the DP, Kuro, Keeper of the Light with GH Earth Spirit, and MC on the Tidehunter. Man, this is going to be a real spicy one. Miracle, again, is that be-all and end-all. It is the Nigma PA, the Miracle Show. He's going to be that only real carry hero here. The rest of them have to make so much space in the early game.
Exactly. I do expect GH, though, to play up with Kuro and Miracle a lot more in this game. Like, Tidehunter can stay top against Sven and Omni, like, by himself at some point. And then this Earth Spirit, like, or even middle, like, DP plus Earth Spirit, going on the Oracle, trying to kill him. GH has to do a lot of work in this game. He can do it. And if they do that, then, again, Miracle, he might just out-carry this.
Thompson Oracle, I've got goosebumps.
Yeah. It's a lot of healing, man. They got the Slark with the ulti. They got the Omni Knight heals. Omni can also save the Oracle, which then can save himself. So they're going to need a pretty fat Phantom Assassin that can just burst the opponent before they can, you know, save each other, pretty much.
Well, yeah, and they don't have any dispels, and nobody can really buy them. I guess Kotl can go like Yule Scepter or something. Like, I don't know. GH on the Earthquake go Yule Scepter or something.
The dispel that Nigma is gonna go for is most likely gonna be Nullifier on the Phantom Assassin.
Oh, fair enough.
That's gonna be it, right? So PA, I think Miracle's build this game is like Battle Fury, Desolator, straight into Nullifier. I'm not even sure if PA needs BKB. There's only one stun in the Sven anyway.
True. OG with a 5-man smoke. Oh, GH spots out Saxa. And they know that smoke broke, so Earth Spirit trapped in between them all. Stormhammer with the arrow to follow through. Good damage coming. The roll connects straight onto Saxa's Mirana with the body block there. And First Blood gives the Essence Shift permanent agi straight to Slark.
You want to hear
Yes.
cool info? The team who got First Blood won in the series so far.
In every game.
Every game.
That's that morale boost you need.
Game 1. Yeah. I think game 1 it was No-Tail who died. Game 2 it was we, and now ILTW got a kill onto GH.
And look at No Tail as well. He's trying to contest these bounty runes. Don't often see this Radiant team playing into the bottom bounties. GH does get the stun. 2 for 2 across the board. And No Tail there with the early Heavenly Grace. As Weehaw snipes out the courier of RLTW. Taking a bit of damage on the way out.
So it's going to be Wee off lane and PA mid. And they're going to put the Tidehunter in the safe lane against the Sven. And Kuro is going to get one more hit.
Oh, nice. Saxa will die. Mind control under the tower with a gush and the right click hit. Kuro TP's all the way back to Fountain. So Seb's going to be left here with a straight 1v1, at least for now.
I would have liked to have seen Kuro just go to a tier 2 and die instead. So he can TP back into the lane. But this will give Mind Control a little bit of solo XP at least. So very interesting laning setup here. Weeha going into the offlane wants to fight into a Slark. They don't want the Slark to be beating up on their Tidehunter. So they pick this range hero for the offlane.
MC?
And then mid PA.
He's dead to Saxa. They just go back in with the stuns they've got. Stormhammer Arrow.
I guess it wasn't good that Kuro just TP back to base instead of suiciding.
Yeah, he runs
Really
back
need
with
to
his
be
boots.
helping him.
And then in that mid lane, 5-0 for 5-0. Very even between Miracle and Topson. But Oracle level 3 really is that massive turning point when you go from 90 to 180 burst damage on the Purifying Flames. Start chaining them all together.
PA is going to be very sad once that happens. Once Oracle also has enough mana regen, it's just going to keep spamming the Phantom Assassin every time.
They nearly had Kuro there. But Kotl with boots. Plenty of movement speed to dodge the arrow in the end. Down in that bottom lane, Dar Observer Ward scouting out and allowing GH here to try and drag waves around. Contesting under the nose of LTW. Leaving a kind of weird 1v1 between No Tail and Wee. Omni versus DP.
Yeah. This, Spear Siphon onto the target who has Heavenly Grace is very value. Because you can't remove it. And you just keep draining them, doing plenty of damage since they do get more HP as well. It's going to be very annoying throughout the lane. And I want to say, Nigma, they made a really good lane setup this game. Because this top lane against Sven and Mirana isn't going to have the easiest time finding kills here. Because of the Kotl constantly pushing the lane out and pulling.
Oh, arrow mid.
Getting a lot of XP.
Fortune's End. Doesn't quite connect. Fraction of a second too late there. GH is also going to rotate in to make sure there's no follow through.
He probably would have been fine too, right? Topson was kind of out of mana there. He just regen back up a little bit with his double nulls.
Yeah, Topson might actually be in a bit of trouble if he steps forward again. Yeah, he's playing out of that vision range. You know, there's like a little bit of vision on the ramp, tipping GH. Oh, he's got the ward. He saw him move there.
Yeah, this is one of those tips where you're like, I know you're there, but in reality, what he's saying is, please leave. I know you're there.
Stop wasting your time. And there's the roll in with the Phantom Strike. Kick back. Topson has a Fairy Fire to play around with, and the Heavenly Grace, but he's still going to fall. No Tail.
Big kill.
Can't do too much after that.
That's a very big kill. But Topson will come back into the lane with full resources now.
No more Spirit Siphons. And the right clicks from LTW. One more will get him another bonus. Ooh, the Fairy Fire.
Big.
LTW going in very deep. He's going to die to tower here. Traded out by Wee.
Damn, Weehaw almost did it there. If he actually got the kill first and lived, that would have been extremely impressive. He just didn't have any Spirit Siphons left, unfortunately.
Extraordinarily close. That's the thing, you know, you were saying this lane setup from Nigma, the fact that Slark wants to keep chasing the DP. Miracle. Oh my god, the Purifying Flames. He's got Fairy Fire and the final click.
Got him.
Topson gets him with a touch of the right click attack.
Yeah, top as well.
We're going out for more.
LTW's here. What's LTW doing here?
He's being a real aggressive little fishy boy. Mind Control's going to give him another Essence Shift stack. 3 built up for him now.
Oh, wow.
4 minutes in. First rotation of the Slark. Now GH dying as Topson. He just burst him down at the bottom rune.
That's cool. First of all, Topson, the reason why he got the kill onto the Miracle mid is because of that ward they have on the high ground. Miracle trying to go back for this. He is going to get stunned up.
Got to be so careful. Topson doesn't really have enough mana here to keep pressing that damage forward, but he's got Clarity, he's got Urn.
Yeah.
Do you think it's the same? Do you think he's like figured out this build now? Double null, urn, brown boots, E-blade, bloodstone.
E-blade.
Every game.
I mean, it's so much regen, which is pretty cool. I would like to see a bottle, but maybe he doesn't really need it on Oracle.
GH tried to snipe out a bounty rune.
That's a word too.
On the run away from Saxa. TPing.
TPing.
Here's Oracle. They've got another roll. GH will get into the trees. Ooh, hiding out there, but the arrow scouts him out, doesn't land, leap forward. Saxa has another leap charge to try and give vision. They've got the burst damage they need. Took a while.
He got stuck in the trees. He could not get out of there. He would have loved to have been able to just run up, if possible, but got stuck. So now Saxa's stuck. He has no leap.
TP.
What is
try and get out.
Dude, the crazy part is, it's only 5 minutes into the game.
It's 7-3. There's 10 kills, and RTW's close to death himself. Level 5 Slark sprinting away as Nigma make that lane swap again, putting DP against him.
Following the Slark. Slark wanted to fight into the Tidehunter, but Tidehunter now TPing bottom.
Oh, and the classic, the first TP, the disadvantage you have.
Yep. They want to kill Mind Control again. They're doing such a good job at shutting him down right now with these kills.
They sure are. And they've got a decent amount of damage. Mind Control's a tanky boy, and they've got the TPs arriving. Backup from GH. Mind Control turns, swings his big anchor. No tail dropping low, and RTW. It's a bit of burst damage from the Kotl. That illuminates good, but the Purify and the heals arriving from No Tail allow them to turn. Seb whacking into GH, and another slay there as RTW takes up a double kill.
All right. Actually, the rotation from Nigma, it looked like it was going to be a good counterplay, but OG just have too much sustain with that Purification and the Heavenly Grace. This Slark is not a joke. He's got 2 levels in Essence Shift, so he's going to hold those stacks for a little longer than you would expect. Not going for a Midas.
I guess he kind of has to, like with no Empower, with no Steroid, to really allow him to accelerate.
It's kind of like Faceless Void, right? It's just, the zero is just dependent on attack speed. So not only will it give you a little bit more farm and XP, but it does increase your damage output significantly.
I mean, your stat gain is pretty garbage on Slark. Holy crap. Wait, is that right? Slark has less than 2 stats per level on every stat. Mid lane. Oh my god, the burst onto Miracle. Arrow not connecting, and in comes Wee. Exorcism pop to chase down Thompson. No tail body blocking. He's not got any more heals, but Thompson still has the Heavenly Grace on him, so he's all fine. And Slawhammer coming in from Seb. Wee's going deep. He wants Thompson, and he'll have it. Finds the Oracle all the way back, while Seb gets daggered, slowed, the Boulder Smash connecting, and there's the Spirit Siphon, doubled now for that DP of Wee. They can even transfer into the mid-tier 1 if they want to. The Ghost is still going.
First Exo usage. So good. Being able to chase down Thompson. They know that Thompson's not going to be skilling False Promise. Somehow they just know. He's not going for that. So he just TP's in, Spirit Siphon, chase him down with that Exo. And you see the power of Exo against Omni Knight, right? With the Siphon. It does a lot of work.
Straight onto them. Great move in for Wee. Buys a lot of space for that PA now as well. And Miracle, he's got Battle Fury queued up. Might take a little while, but he'll get there in the end.
He has pretty good levels since he was playing mid. And he's got access to the jungles on both sides of the mid lane too. I think he's a pretty happy Phantom Assassin so far.
Pretty happy, but when Thompson keeps chaining those Purifying Flames, you can see the way he does it. He flames once, waits, just a fraction of a second, throws the Fortune's End, flames again, then it dispels both of the heals coming out the back end of it.
Yeah, you can use Blur to try and disjoint it. Not the easiest thing to do. Does also have a Ring of Health that's helping him sustain all this magic bursts, but it's still a lot.
Burning through a lot of raindrop charges as well as Miracle. So now we're left with Mind Control alone bottom. He's cracked level 6. No Tails here trying to do exactly the same thing. The rest of OG, they are kind of around their own triangle area, but no one's farming it right now. RTW is actually pretty far forward with Saxa there. Kuro and GH will meet the Slark in the jungle. Snipe out the Courier on its way out as well. And Slark sees an opportunity to come down bottom.
He wants to just chase the Tidehunter. That's all he's been doing on ILTW. He hates fighting the Death Prophet.
That pesky DP. Oh, Bounty Rune's coming, and Thompson. A bit of a risky play going into this area. Immediately ravaged, blown up by Miracle. All right, then.
Yep. And top side, there's a fight. Seb, GH.
The roll from GH.
Oh, GH, what a roll.
Yeah. Oh, but what?
Oh, he got him.
The arrow was flying. Final projectile from the right click of Mirana.
And Seb, the carry, farming this ancient stack.
Hell yeah.
This is why position 3 Sven still works. Because you still have access to this.
Good little move from Wee, though. Second Exorcism gets him a tier 1 in the mid lane, silencing that Omni Knight. Moonlight Shadow gives them a nice bit of safety there as Thompson turns with a bit of damage. Who have they found? Kotl. Will-O-Wisp is dropped onto Sven's head. Kuroki expending his ultimate and escaping with his life. Everywhere you look. Oh my god, is Kuro dying?
Oh, Kuro.
Yeah, Fortune's End.
He's super dead.
And look what's queued up for Thompson.
Oh my goodness. He just E-Blade and then Boots of Travels and then Blink Dagger. Now, this is literally his build.
The T-Blade is coming. And Nigma making a move towards LTW. That's Slark. He's got his hand on Midas. He's used it once. Surrounded by Nigma heroes, though. And oh, look at him. He's slipping out of there. He's escaped.
He feels something. He knows. There's no one defending top tower. He's just going to get out of bottom. He knows there's like pressure coming in soon. Tidehunter actually TPing top. Does he really want to do this?
He doesn't have Ravage, so not really a fight that Nigma can take, it feels like. An arrow there onto MC, gushes back Saxa. No tail with Thompson. We'll be able to keep that sustained push going with the catapult wave. So it gives an opportunity for Wee to keep pushing bot, but Mind Control just gonna die for it. Easy pickings, and now Kuroki's stuck here. With no TP available, Thompson's gonna find him. There is no way out for this Kotl. Burst into oblivion. Thompson, one more Purifying Flames, and a double kill for him. Take out that tier 1, and they can now start shifting in for the mid tower.
You know what, Gary? There's going to be a team meeting after this with Kuro talking to Mind Control. Asking him, why did you TP top lane? That tower was dead. Just let it die. Let us take our own tower bottom and open up the map. We already got mid, thanks to Wee.
I just want you to play like Seb.
Just got me killed.
I just want you to play like Seb. Go farm the Ancients.
Oh, no.
Go sit in our triangle and get some gold, mate. I mean, he's playing Tide, you know? Exact same scenario. Well, PA is getting closer to the Battle Fury. That is the real big win condition here for Nigma, keeping Miracle safe. And like you've been saying, he's had a reasonably good game so far.
Yeah. When you have a carry mid and he's not really getting punished, he's going to be higher level than he would normally be. Right? Because he doesn't have a support middle soaking up his XP or anything like that. Plus, the mid lane is where you have the camps, you know, closer to you, and they're actually very safe to farm as well. Miracle, he didn't get as many kills. I mean, he has 2 kills, so it's still pretty good. But he will have a pretty good timing on his Battle Fury.
Does we want to pop Exo for this? It looks like he's going to get it done without it. OG,
yeah,
not really want to contest the bottom tier 1.
You want to pop Exo if they contest the bottom tower, because that way OG would be stuck behind the tower, and after you pop the Exo, you can just dive straight in there with your Yules and your Spear Siphons.
And that one OG ward, or I guess the 2 OG wards up top, they see so much here. Allowing No Tail to push out the wave, an extra wave. Sees Mind Control coming in. They know that PA isn't there, so she must be in the triangle. With the Moonlight Shadow, they're going to try and make a play in multiple lanes. Again, up at top, they catch out Mind Control, trying to pick off the Tidehunter, and the TPs are coming up. As bottom lane, they try and make a jump, but Seb doesn't find the stun. That was a really nice attempt.
Yeah, that was. I think top, they just want to force some rotations. They know they weren't going to kill this Tidehunter all by themselves. Mind Control does have phase boots. You can always use Anchor Smash to reduce the damage too. Bottom was probably the place where they wanted to find something, but Kato getting out in time and DP just being too tanky made it not possible for this play. I'm kind of surprised Thompson isn't really playing more with Seb, but at the same time, Seb is just so focused on farming this game. Like, he wants to be that core.
Yeah, phase drums, casual gloves of haste. We'll see if it turns into anything, but I doubt it. Like, what's next for Pos 3, Sven? Oh, roll in. GH trying to make a move onto Omni Knight. I don't know if they can do this into this Radiant Triangle area. They do pop Exorcism, but a good arrow holds back Wii as RTW, the rest of OG, retreating to the left-hand side. Yules up, and the catch on No-Tail, forcing out the Guardian Angel, but the Ravage is there. Onto Thompson. A nice little Ghost Scepter pop, but the Will-O-Wisp will catch him on his way out. Slark, Mirana, all having to run. And that Seb Sven, he's on the other side of the map farming.
Yeah, this is what's feeling really awkward from OG. They don't really have that hero who can just start the team fight.
No more leaps.
Because Sven...
Good Stormhammer, but Saxa blown up by Wii. Final Crypt Swarm there, and this 5-man maneuver in from Nigma. Huge.
And it's gonna be a tower, most likely, too. Or not just gonna back off. They really don't want to lose the fight right now while their ultis are on cooldown, and Miracle just picked up his Battle Fury. So he's looking to farm.
It sure is farming time. But yeah, what's next for position 3 Sven? Like, Phase Drum seems pretty good, but what's his actual big item?
AC? Blink? Like some... Or maybe Aghanims? Yeah, he's going for the Blink. They need initiation. That's what I felt is the game. Like, he really needs that initiation. Nobody is playing in front of Thompson, and Thompson is not really having impact because of it at the moment.
RTW trying to fill that role with a good pounce at the Fortune's End, finding Kuro, and RTW claiming yet another stack of Agi.
Exo down, Ravage down. This is why OG, you see them playing so aggressively at the moment. They just want to take full advantage of this 2 minute window that they have right now.
Miracle has no TP, 25 seconds.
Oh,
Thompson's invis, Blur. He ran right, he ran left. Mirana scouting and hunting in the trees. Miracle, he's found the one path. He's found the one avenue to escape. Oh, Miracle, you bloody mastermind. Top lane, they're going to find mind control though. Slark and Sven both converging onto the Watermelon. And MC dead to rights. Looks like a couple more hits still required. RTW even popping the Shadow Dance there. Interesting.
They didn't want to get blocked up, I guess, by Seb and the Tidehunter. It's alright, just a minute cooldown, not that long. But that was so crazy by Miracle, like getting away, and now he's still back down here. I was just like, what? Where did he come from?
Well, he ran right, he ran left, he ran up, and then he ran down. He just did this whole little cycle around that bottom lane. Really wonderful reads.
Exactly. Not going for the crease. He only farmed 800 gold though since the time he got the Battlefield. But there is a nice juicy ancient stack here available for him. It's going for that BKB first. Seeing that the Sven stun might be a bit annoying, or the Oracle's Fate's Edict. I'm kind of surprised. I thought he would just go for like a Deso build and then go from there, seeing if he actually needs the BKB or not.
Yeah, I guess you're also worried about like E-Blade on Thompson when that comes out.
Oh, right, of course. The E-Blade Thompson.
Yeah, can't forget it. Seb jumped on by 4 heroes from Nigma. No way out of this. 18-1 charges is going to keep them up his sleeve for next time. But this means Roshan's alive with Exorcism ready for Nigma.
Yep. They should do this. They should pop the Exo for sure. This is such a big Rosh here. You give this to your Phantom Assassin. I think this is going to help Miracle feel more confident to just go for that Desolator, perhaps.
Gives them a nice 5-minute window. Yeah, OG can't get in here. They're spreading wide across the map, trying to finish off some of these key items they've been waiting for. That Silver Edge on Slark's going to be a pretty big one. And he's only 400 gold away from it. Omni Knight aiming for a 4-staff, but he's already got all the items he needs. Boots, Windlace, Wand, that's it. Omni's good.
Oh, arrow bottom onto Miracle. Can they do this?
That's a lot of burst damage.
But
Blur is there, roll in, silence. GH stops the follow through. Thompson doesn't get the finish, and now the Will-O-Wisp with the Yule Scepter there. They dagger forward, and Sax is in trouble. They've caught out Thompson, there's the false promise. Can he get away and TP Hope? He's going to get caught in and hypnotized by the big white light from Kuro, and there's no way that Thompson can retreat now. Kicked out, Spirit Siphon's there. He's healing up a decent amount, but Thompson, he's got no TP.
Wants Miracle.
He doesn't get it. Aegis still in hand.
Yeah, dude, that was such a nice silence from GH. Damn, coming in so clutch. Like, you don't want to be losing that 5-minute Aegis right away, right? Even if you do kill the Oracle and the Mirana, it's just so nice to have this right now. So close.
Oh, they really want to find Miracle. They could kill him twice here.
They got
Slark
him.
finds him. That's the Silver Edge used already for the first kill. And the rest of Nigma, they're trying to come down here. Mind Control's coming down. They stun up Miracle, half HP, and he's burst down. Can't Phantom Strike away. He'd just taken the challenge. So maybe if we was a little bit closer, there was a chance of escape. But OG, they're on the run forward. The blinding light trying to push them back, but Kuroki's been stunned and broken. Slark once more.
That PA dead and EXO cooldown. They don't have any damage right now. OG just gonna run this map over. Slark with this Silver Edge. Such a big pickup and playing on the offensive now.
And Sven with that blink able to close the gap as well. MC.
This was such a much needed blink.
Yeah, you were right. They needed someone to frontline and actually, kickstart the action. Earth Spirit.
Oh, they want GH
up.
now. He does have heals. He's not the easiest target to kill. They might just not commit to this.
And that cloak.
Bottom no tail though.
Oh,
That's
dear.
a target you want to get.
He's
It's a Yosan. We can't really TP out.
always body blocked by the creeps. No tail, the Windlace. It's working wonders. But Kuro's actually cut him off.
Betrayal.
Guardian Angel? What? He saved himself.
Why so much time?
Jeez.
Okay.
In comes the
All
rest
right.
of OG, and they're trying to think about this one. Nigma on the low ground in a kind of awkward position, but they get the Yules onto the Oracle. Thompson's been caught up and stunned, but RTW arrives. The big Ravage from Mind Control with that blink and jump in. Out goes Thompson, and No Tail follows. RTW going for the TP home, but the Will-O-Wisp, the Hypnotize catches, and they've blown them up. 2 core heroes plus the Omni, all removed as Nigma. Their cooldowns come back up, and they really do just run rampant.
Nigma is doing so well with this. EXO into the perfect timing on the Ravage. Mind Control. These are so on point. And Slark, he did not expect that ball to just cancel this TP out like that. He could have just used the Shadow Dance and walked away. They don't have a whole lot of catch on Nigma at the moment.
Yeah, maybe he could have. Poor choice.
Oh, Miracle
Slark.
bottom. He's got that Deso up.
Oh,
Saxa. You better
Saxa.
use him.
2 leaps left. Looks like he's all right.
Just scaring him. Oh, just touching him, seeing if there's any crits first. And
Anyone?
then try to chase him down.
Anyone hiding behind her? Still feels like Nigma have like a struggle with keeping their lanes maintained. Like every time I look at the map, OG has already pushed the lanes across the river.
Yeah, that's the Sven Slark factor at the moment. Seb, he's been playing like a position 1, honestly. He's got 174 last hits. What offlaner do you normally see have this many last hits? 20-something minutes into the game. It's very uncommon.
Yeah,
But
he's
it works, because got cleave.
4th place in the GPM. Keeps that spot going. Slark. Pretty deep dive here. Again, playing around these long cooldown ultimates. RTW taking Mind Control low, but the silence onto the Omni Knight and Miracle. Nice false promise there. Keeps No Tail alive, so the heals will keep coming. They need to get RTW out, though, as we, Spirit Siphoning through them all. Purification comes from No Tail. And he's moved up the high ground. He's 1 versus 4, but the Yule Scepter up, the Fortune's End down. Kicked away, GH saves the day and now rolls away. Oh my god, Nigma really playing it incredibly tight there as Miracle poking, prodding, and getting the jump onto Saxa. Finds the initiation he needs. Gush towards Thompson. God strength though. Sven wants in. Jumps forward towards the Miracle PA, but they've got the Yules up into the air and now the Will-O-Wisp comes. Dragging both of them inside and Seb's annihilated. Weehar's godlike. LTW gonna run away. An arrow will stop the advance of Nigma now. But they're still pinging for more targets. Slark, it looks like he will be able to escape from this, but the rest of them might not be so lucky. Fortune's End doesn't bring him down from the Yules there, but an E-Blade and the magic damage will take out GH. We with that EXO. Oh, he doesn't, does he? Oh, dearie me. Thompson picked apart. We and Miracle pairing up beautifully.
We actually using the EXO at the end of that fight, but I think Nigma had already won that engagement without using Ravage or the Exorcism. Like, Nigma is just playing so well in these team fights, baiting out OG, especially GH, with those kicks
They have Blink Ravage.
rollouts.
They use it, and they catch the Slark. I don't know if they can see him. They get the silence on him, they turn with the arrow, the Silver Edge there, Mind Control dropping, but the Yules onto PA stops Nigma from blowing anyone else up just now. The trouble is RTW with the Shadow Dance, he's a slippery devil and gets away from danger, but this is OG who have expended a decent amount to try and stay in the fight, and losing a couple of heroes in the process.
It's another free Mirana kill. They tried to do something onto this Tidehunter, maybe turn it around. But Miracle is just doing crazy amount of damage at the moment.
Slark can't stand up to it. 1.5
Really
minutes for
cannot.
Roshan. Oh, do they have revealed the dust from mind control? RTW has gone into his own death, and he is controlled up.
Huge. Dude, that was just... Wait. That was just a blind dust. They had no sentry there. He just thought that the Slark was gonna Shadow Blade in.
I think they heard the Silver Edge. And then they just like...
that must be it.
Maybe he's coming towards us.
Exactly. They just popped the dust. Instant silence from the Death Prophet. That was so nice.
Deso for the tier 3. Working wonders here. What's the defense plan? OG don't seem to have one with 2 heroes dead.
They don't. No Exo, no Ravage, but it doesn't matter. Slark bought a Mithril Hammer that does not have a buyback. And even if you do use the buyback on your carry at this point, it's kind of like throwing the game. Because the next time you're dead, it's pretty much GG. So he's going to hold his buyback, not going to spend it.
LTW pinging the one hero that's causing him a lot of misery. Keeper of the Light is missing. I wonder if it's No-Tail and Seb asking, like, what's happening in these fights, LTW? What's going wrong? He just pings the console. Him. Kuroki is wrong.
Him. Surprisingly, has had a lot of impact in this game. Like, we don't normally see Keeper of the Light as a good position 5 hero. Mainly because it doesn't really win lanes for you, right? But the amount of impact he's been able to have against this Heavenly Grace and just pretty much making the Slark not able to get away.
And he's letting this, Earth Spirit and PA just keep on jumping with the Chakra Magic. The kickback, Sven's popped God Strength, and they've used up the Kotl, but the arrow there on PA may give them an opportunity. As the BKB from Sven chases forwards towards the Kotl, that's what the ping was for. RTW said, go kill the Kotl, but they can't do it. Stunned back from the Stormhammer again, and that Will-O-Wisp is kind of wasted. But the jump from Nigma is still continuing forward as the ghosts are flowing and Seb is falling. The Ravage comes now and they focus the big targets. Tops and Seb both down, and RTW, he is struggling to do any damage. GH is going to be the only hero he can kill as the false promise is there onto the Slark. Now back onto the PA, but Nigma are here in force as the PA and we are triple killing and mega killing through the rest of OG. Who's left now? It's Saxa and RTW. A buyback from No-Tail, but Mirana falling. A miracle double. Always RTW going in for this. That is risky. Silent stop. He didn't get Dark Packed off. That is a lot of damage that he has to really sustain through. They've got No-Tail behind him. Doesn't get to the high ground. He's still being burst down, but they don't have reveal anymore. Turning on towards the No-Tail Omni Knight now. Could be a dieback from him. All spells on cooldown, and No-Tail giving over another streak to Miracle.
That's really bad. Sven is alive though. He's gonna try and catch something. They need something. Miracle?
Miracle just jumps in. Sven's down to like half HP immediately, but it's a good break on the PA and Miracle's dead. Good move from OG with the limited resources they've got, making it work. And yeah, BKB TP. Nothing to stop it. Arrow slides past the tide. They've got the Yule's Scepter up to find mind control. And at least something here. Out of all the buybacks and the desperation from OG, they get something.
The one silver lining for OG right now is that ILTW is just not dying in these engagements. And he did manage to get that kill onto the PA as well. And Roshan is open. Do they have enough damage for this? Sven can pop that God Strength. He's going to be the big Roshan killer here. Yep.
Yeah,
they're going to do it. Ooh, check out the Essence Shift stacks on Slark as well right now.
Oh, he's still got plenty.
Starting to go down a bit. Yep, he's got 100 plus agility at the moment.
Tide's Courier just up above Roshan, yeah, wanders into the pit like, oh, what's happening in here?
What's that cheese?
Roll in from GH, try and make the initiation happen. Kuro has also wandered into the pit and Seb just slays him. Roshan dead, GH snatches it! The Earth Spirit grabs it under the very nose here of the Slark and the Sven. As the arrow and the Yules, the DP gets caught a little bit, but they'll focus the Earth Spirit instead. RTW turning this game on its head as the Wii DP doesn't have BKB, or will in a second though. Yules up onto that Mirana to try and stop the initiation, but doesn't BKB before the Stormhammer lands. Now the Slog is pummeling into her, pops the Exo and runs away. Trying to get back into battle with the rest of his team, but OG are now the ones with 5 alive. Seb going in, the Ravage from Mind Control saves up, and Wee's blown up. That E-Blade combo from Thompson. removing Wii from the game, and the jump back in again from RTW. The next level play, Notel says. They've got the PA. She's got BKB. Forced to use it as the Fortune's End arrows were coming, but look at RTW. The cojones on this man, diving tier 4s. He doesn't have Aegis, but he's got cheese. Up. Oh, pushed out.
Alright, he forced another big ultimate. That was pretty huge. Dude, I thought that was going to be an insane Ravage had we actually lived through it. Because he did have a few more siphons left. He could have used himself too. But
21.
Unfortunately, yeah, died right away as soon as that Ravage came out. Maybe just, what, 0.1 second late? Nigma would have just absolutely crushed that team fight.
Dire are scanning.
It's all down to the Nether
Very
Shawl on
clutch.
Thompson. 8% spell damage. Yules on the
they got the
Kotal.
Yules on Kotal.
Arrow, of course, always going to be perfectly timed from Saxa, and an easy pick. Dead with no buyback for 45 seconds. I mean, OG's tier 4s are being pushed by creeps. There's a catapult in their base.
I think they're okay with that. Sven already going back to the base to clean that up. They're probably going to take the top outpost as well, try to control it up. They got 30 seconds to find another kill. Reset a timer on Nigma. But look at them. They're just chilling in the base. They know they can't keep going out one by one like this. So they're just waiting for everybody to come alive first. And then they're going to probably smoke out and try to make a play. They've lost all their advantage in terms of gold. They were up, what, 9,000 gold? Now it's actually OG favored.
Deary me. And it all, honestly, the turning point is when RTW pinged the Keeper of the Light. And Seb has just been focusing Kotal every fight.
Just ran after him. I mean, Kuro's like, wait, what's going on? Why is there a Sven running after me? There's like 4 other heroes here. Yeah. But Seb needs to be careful too, because the Phantom Assassin is constantly daggering him and removing his armor, and he can die very quickly to Miracle.
Yeah, nice to see him going for a Solar Crest now then.
Yeah.
Moonlight Shadow from OG, Smoke from Nigma. Slark finds the PA, immediate blur after the break. Arrow won't be connecting on anybody. But OG still have a slight advantage here, being still Moonlit. GH and No-Tail having a bit of back and forth. What a tight...
holding this high ground.
This game, this series even, has been really very enjoyable.
Definitely. Game 2. Well.
Kuroki just used a second smoke in the space of like 30 seconds, and he still has 2 more. This guy is stockpiling smokes.
They have now been smoking on the side of Nigma. This is their smoke break right now.
Yeah. Now's our chance, guys. Half an hour. Yeah.
Any big items actually coming out from Nigma? They did have the BKB on the PA, finished up the Basher now. 8 seconds left on that. No real big items for a while, honestly, since they've just kind of been dying one by one. The last fights.
Yeah, Tidehunter's kind of stalled a little bit. Went for a Ghost Sept. Oh, that's a nice neutral item though. Cranky Coat.
Yep. Is it? Isn't that just going to give Slark more stacks?
Oh yeah, just let him hit people more. Keep hitting the Tide.
Nah, he's going to take it anyway. I mean, most of Tidehunter's damage output just comes from the Anchor Smash. He doesn't really need that attack speed. So he's going to be okay with it. Smoke into smoke.
Slark in the front lines. Where's the Ravage? The jump in from Mind Control. No Ravage yet. They get the Guardian Angel off in time. No-Tail cast his spells, and they focus the PA with the Slark now. Onto Miracle. They stun him up. Half HP PA, forced to BKB, and now jump towards Thompson, but the Force Cross is there. Roll back in to try and silence them off. Stop Thompson, get the magic damage off, but he's got an E-Blade. Gets away from the PA, keeps jumping forward towards, and the Spider Legs away from the Will-O-Wisp, but the Kotal gets off that big white light and forces the Slark to run away from the fight as GH is the one casualty so far, forced to buy back. Seb forced staffed away by No-Tail. We giving chase forward still, but RTW turns to face the DP.
He's got cheese. They still want to fight. They got the Heavenly Grace and the cheese ready on Slark. They're waiting for this Exo to run out.
They have Blink Ravage still. BKBs are down. DP with a good silence, but the Yules onto the Tide and the jump towards Saxa. E-Blade there, saves the Mirana. PA Miracle has no BKB.
Oh, he's dead.
Burst out by Saxa and Thompson. Now onto the Tide. Mind Control. He doesn't even want to use Ravage at this point. They're going to lose Wii, the bigger target instead, and it really is. Into the meat grind. Nigma go. Turned into sausage by OG. Thompson on a killing spree, and Saxa, he's got, oh yeah, he does. Yules into arrow yet again, with Slark finding yet another tasty morsel. A double
Oh,
kill
they
for
got
Slark.
so much.
A
And he
huge
got so many
fight.
stacks too. 140 agility. They're gonna go straight into the high ground. Sven also got that solar press available for the Slark. They can't even buy back for this because they don't really got any good spells that can help them team fight, especially while PA does not have a buyback. Tidehunter just gonna give this up. They're going for more.
They've got GH. That Yules into arrow really is a thorn in their side as he's blown up by the E-Blade, and now it's
Dieback.
a 2 versus 5.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
OG could maybe
dieback
think
too.
about going for tier 4. They can't go for multiple lanes of barracks. Either it's take this mid lane and then shift back to push out side lanes, or they go for tier 4s.
Or bait out more kills by touching the tier 4s, right? They might want to get a bit more timers on Nigma's board. Just gonna back off. Just gonna control the
Safety.
map instead. Yeah. They feel it. They feel this game like it's in their hands. You just got to take another good engagement like that. And one thing I want to point out, Seb in the last fight too, he popped Goshen. He went straight for Kuro again. It did not matter anybody else. He went straight for Kuro. You know what Kuro did? He blinked away. He did not let himself get caught. Managed to come back around, get that nice ulti. Once OG started retreating, I think he got a little bit ahead of himself. He felt like, hey, we can still fight, even though I only have half duration left on the Exo. That was probably the biggest mistake that he could have made because OG were just baiting them in. They were just backfighting. The moment DP had like 6 seconds left, they were on the offensive. And without that Exo, they don't have a whole lot of damage, and PA also did not have BKB up anymore.
And now Slark is going through that jungle, finding all the observers and sentries that have been placed down by Nigma. Getting rid of all that real wonderful vision that Kuroki has spent a long time placing, along with GH, of course. And it feels like it might be smoke time again. They're all grouped up mid.
And they have the Exo, they have the Ravage up on Nigma. OG, they got that Scotty on the Slark. If you thought the Slark was already so hard to kill, this Scotty is going to be a big pain in the ass. Also going to be very annoying for the Death Prophet. She's not going to be able to heal so much anymore.
Roshan fast spawn is now. And it is a fast spawn. 10
Wow,
seconds.
10 seconds. Damn, that is indeed a very fast spawn. This Roshan is pretty much everything at this point.
Yeah.
But OG, they're very far ahead at the moment. Like, they're feeling themselves. These team fights are just not going Nigma's way. That being said, though, if they can somehow catch out No Tail first and Thompson in like a silence combo or something, they can do it.
LTW so good at playing that recon role, playing frontline as the Slark, Invis, and Shadowbladed up. But the wraparound from
Look at this
Nigma here.
wraparound. Big
is
wraparound. This
good.
is how they can do it.
Oh, it's gorgeous onto
Also on
Thompson. They
Thompson.
find the jump. Now the Ravage with the Will-O-Wisp
Huge
on them.
Ravage.
It's huge from Nigma. They've made the jump, but they've got the plays. Seb has the BKB and run away. Saxa, LTW, all under the Moonlight Shadow. OG, full retreat into reverse mode. Saxa's still going to get rolled on, though. GH finds the catch somehow. That vision on the high
RTW
ground
as well.
just about spots them, and RTW is the bigger target, but he BKB TPs. So back to Saxa with the Yules up into the air. No leaps remaining. 2, 3 quick kills in a row from Nigma, and they know that tier
That's
4s
Roche.
Tier 4s are open. Oh yeah, Roche is alive, you're right, of course.
That's Roche. They want the Aegis. This is it. Oh my goodness, this game is so back and forth. That was the best wraparound Nigma could have found. They got it's exactly as we said, right? They need to get the Oracle and the Omni at the same time. They find the Oracle, and Microcho just blinked past his Oracle to ravage the other heroes that could possibly save him. And that was so on point. Big props to Microcho for seeing that play, and now they got Aegis, they got the cheese, and an Aghanims. Who's got the Ags? That's a PA Ags. That's big. It's
And
very
Abyssal
hard here to
Blade.
find now. Oh, wow. The game
man.
back in Neyma's favor
I would-
once again.
I was, just before that fight, I was looking at the graph and seeing, you mentioned at 30 minutes, that 10k swing from about 9k lead,
Yeah.
down to 0, up to 13k I saw at one point for OG, and now it's 2k. That's it.
Swing
the difference
again.
between the two sides, the massive swings. We got to be a little bit careful in that mid lane, though, as LTW is hunting him. Silver Edge Basher trying to get forward with a Stormhammer, but the jump not coming. OG retreat.
I can't help but feel like Nigma are just playing so much better around their vision compared to OG at the moment. Although OG do have that Sark, like he is killing these wards after Nigma leave the area, but Nigma's prediction on where OG is at, where to fight around, He's just been so spot on at the moment.
GH going for the full roll back to his tier 3s.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, check out ILTW. Look what he's got queued up. Are we gonna see it? Oh yeah, indeed. This is gonna be that evasion killer against the PA. It's gonna need about 4 minutes though, because you don't want to buy that while the PA still hasn't ages up, I think.
He could sell that casual sand that he's got for himself. Nigma around the Roche pit, even though the big man isn't in here. They scout out. The jump onto Miracle is a pretty good one. Trying to burst through him, and the false promise onto the Slug will allow that to happen. So OG jump in and jump out, but they're going to have to shake it here as the no-tail Omni Knight silenced up, but that's a Minotaur Hone on Omni Knight. Yeah, he's going to be able to keep himself alive, but ravaged up. Catches Slug on the very edge of that one. No buyback on Omni Knight as Sven turns the fight, but the Ghost Scepter from the Tide, and now the Will-O-Wisp coming. A BKB from Slug allows him to actually target, focus in onto the PA, but he's got to run with no backup remaining. Saxa leaps away. Forced to use and run.
Is he okay? Wow, Saxa actually gets away from it. That is such an insane fight from OG if he lives. They got him. He has no more leaps anymore. Okay, still not that bad because we did use the Exo in this fight. That's on cooldown. Buying back right away. They want to fight. What is Exo and Ravage are on CD?
Let's freaking go. Even without Omni Knight for 30 seconds.
I'm not too sure about this buyback though.
Want a DP maybe? No. That's a cheese.
That's way too aggressive. That's also inside of Nigma's base where they have full vision of you. We are not going in there, boys. That's for sure.
And they've got to come back again and deal with that top lane. Tier 4 has fallen.
I really can't help but feel like that was a very aggressive buyback from Saxa. That just, like, Nigma were going to run away anyway. They don't have Exo up. They have no plans to really fight into you. So if Saxa does die now, it's going to be dead for a very long time, and they need him. This Yule's, like, constantly making the Tide unable to blink, or the PA just buying 2.5 seconds has been so important.
Does RTW go for it right now? Does he want to hold buyback? It feels like
he wants it. He's going for it. He'll buy it.
It feels like the game is getting to this like all-in moment.
Yep. The only thing he really cared about was the PA having ages. And because they were able to get rid of that in the last fight, he's going to be okay buying this rapier. He's still missing 100 gold though.
And here comes Nigma.
Smoking in.
Oh my god. Sven and the Omni, they jump straight in. The Minotaur Horn, I mean, it buys a second of time for No-Tail, but yet again, he's dead without buyback. And another 5 versus 4 for Nigma to exploit. And I can push that top lane all the way in.
Yeah, this is going to buy him enough time to get that Ravage back up on Nigma. I'm very surprised they really made this smoke play while their big key spells were on cooldown. But it works out for them. Rapier now complete.
Here we go.
This game is actually insane.
Skadi, Rapier, Basher, BKB, Silver Edge, trying to finish off Abyssal Blade as well. It is really on this Slark's shoulders now to stick on that PA and make sure Miracle dies. Oh, that arrow. Dealt with by the Phantom Strike back from the PA. And the perfect position really here for Nigma to be in. That Radiant Triangle. Have that dual-pronged attack into both the top and the mid lane.
And wait for Rush at the same time.
Yeah.
If they can just chill here. Best place on the map to control at the moment. OG just waiting for that Omni to be up again. No-Tail, such a crucial hero in their lineup.
Moonlight
This
Shadow.
is why I constantly see him die first.
Jump towards Wee.
Wee?
They get the Stormhammer Arrow combo.
Damage.
Chain stunned him, and that's the damage from LTW.
And that's a gem too. That's a gem. Ooh. This is gonna hurt Nigma a lot because all their vision is gonna start dying. One by one. He could put the gem on the floor and kill it. Alright, just gonna jump in there. Gets a free D ward. They're gonna go on the hunt now. 4 versus 5.
They're
DP
finding
not
PA,
buying
they're
back.
finding... Oh my god, if Miracle stepped up that ramp, he was dead. Thompson holding gem.
They don't have any disables between these two heroes, right?
Oh, I guess, yeah, it could just BKB.
It's not like a hex. Yeah, probably just BKB, jump away to his teammate that was just nearby there. But they're gonna try to wait 70 seconds. OG just needs to get these lanes out. Thompson TPing top as a Oracle. trying to push mega creeps. It's very sad to see.
Yeah, try and get it out there. Just under 2 minutes for the first fast Roshan respawn. Plenty of time here for both teams to wait for.
4 bounty units on OG. They're trying to build this lead back up and get the lanes out too.
Catapult waves are coming as well. The double catapults. So if something goes poorly here for either side, it could be a big push in towards one of the bases. Oh, does Slark finish it? He just buys up a Vanguard casually. Still another 800 gold actually off of the Abyssal Blade.
Pretty big item. They really do want the Roshan though, OG. If they can play towards that, get the Aegis onto the Slark, he's gonna feel so confident in this game. But man, we gotta give huge props to ILTW. He's had the biggest balls, but also just not dying, pretty much. He knows his limits. He knows his hero.
It's like very deliberate, very consistent, but looks mental at the same time, the way he jumps in. I think we saw him play Slark the other day as well, where he did have a Magnus on his team, and he went Ags in the end, yeah.
Yeah, it was very impressive, right, against the Vikings.
Yeah.
As well. You know what's really interesting is OG has picked Slark in the last 3, last game of the series. So against VP in the BO5 they picked it, against Viking in game 3 they picked it, and now against Nigma they picked Slark as well.
A series-winning hero. Roshan, what is the deal? 3 seconds to go until we find out. Nigma holding on to 1 smoke on Kuro.
20 seconds? Another
again?
Fast Roshan.
You're kidding.
No. Ice Frog is watching this. He's like,
hype series.
Let's make things interesting.
Yep.
Let's just, spawn this Roshan right away. We don't need to sit around and wait.
Look at Nigma again with this really swift wraparound play. Sven spends his Stormhammer, but a quick blink out by Seb. The Abyssal Blade catch, though, in from RTW. The Ravage will stop him in his tracks as Wee nearly gets blown up, but turns with the BKB. Slark gets the False Promise on him, and the Will-O-Wisp is there as No-Tail blown up, completely out off the face of the map. And Miracle, he's in trouble now. RTW giving chase, Yule's up into the air, and they've got the Arrow and the Starstorm. Body block from Tide is not enough, and PA's dead for 100 seconds. The Rapiers are all over the place. GH, he's trying to roll himself out of this one, and Wee's Exorcism Ghost Star flying around, but Nigma have lost out so heavily. 4 heroes down, the double buyback comes, and Kotl shredded now by Saxa with a double kill.
Oh, they really tried to commit onto LTW. They saw that the Ravage hit onto the Slark, and PA went in with the Abyssal Blade, but here comes the big Omni save and the Oracle ulti. They just can't fight if they don't get Thompson and No-Tail first.
Slark with double Rapier on your base now. Game 3 potentially coming to a close. No PA, no Tide for a solid minute on both sides. And they've got a Stormhammer there and a False Promise, allowing LTW just to munch away the rest of Nigma. GG is called, and the series goes to OG.
Wow. Game 1 and this Game 3 was just so back and forth. All the small little details where every player's positioning, who they're jumping first, who they need to focus. It was just so spot on from both these. I have not watched a series like this in a very long time, and it was so nice to see these two teams battle it out. In the end, Nigma, they just couldn't stand the Slark's scaling potential, especially with an Omni and an Oracle supporting him. Nigma did the best they possibly could in killing the Omni and the Oracle in majority of the team fights and trying to bring the game back into their favor, but they are very restricted by these big cooldowns on the Ravage and the Death Prophet Exo, so they can't really keep on pushing their advantage in this game. And OG just managed to take it under Nigma's rug, or under their feet, just like that. Boom, pull the rug.
I mean, what's surprising to me is that LTW there did 50% of the damage on OG side.
Yeah,
I was expecting, Thompson Oracle with a magic damage build to do a lot more, but he kind of transitioned from the early game burst damage and kill threat into actually playing Oracle as a saving hero, as we expect.
Yeah, I want to say Thompson's Oracle probably made this game a lot harder than it really was. Like this early game, he just kept getting killed off. He didn't really have a lot of impact, especially because Sven, he was more playing like a core role and farming it up. So Thompson didn't really have someone that he could play with, and at the end of the day, he just became kind of like a support, and he just did that, was good enough to win. They just had to play behind the Slark.
Well, there's OG wrapping it up and moving to the upper bracket final to face off against Na'Vi. But of course, the action doesn't stop. I'll be moving along with the lower bracket coming up next. Live to Win versus Mud Golems, as well as Virtus Pro versus Viking, joined by Lacoste. I mean, thank you, Theban. I've stepped in for Nomad just for a couple of games. Very thankful we got these games in